Guys, it's your girl Sherry, and I want to welcome y'all to another episode of the Say That Sherry podcast. I am so happy to have y'all with me today. And you know who is next to me? She's fabulous, she's gorgeous, she's absolutely talented in all things that she touch, prospers on today. So I just want to introduce y'all to the best co-host this side of heaven, Miss Jennifer.
On this side of heaven. Did you hear that? It's something new every time.
Every time.
Hey.
Hey, boo, how you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. And I missed you.
I know.
Haven't seen you in like forever.
It's been like 3 weeks.
I know, like it's been
Well,
like
technically, I just saw you earlier today.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
haven't seen you like
Yeah.
on set. We haven't had to spend our time
Yes.
together
No,
here.
you're right. Mhm.
So it's been a minute for that. It's been a busy summer though.
It has been.
Are you glad it's winding down?
Yes, believe it or not. Like I like summer, but I also really enjoy like fall. The
Okay.
beginning of fall.
Fall. Yeah.
I
get
don't
that.
like the last part of fall when we going into winter because boo.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy like the beginning of fall when it's a little bit chilly. You need to put a sweater or a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Cute kicks.
Yes, that's why we still got.
Boots.
That's why we rocking our little dresses
Right,
today
'cause
because
it's
we are
still summer.
closing out our summerness,
Mhm.
right? And we're
still
like,
summer.
listen, still summer. We still got 80 some degrees outside. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
But I
So
was even more happy that school has commenced.
you and almost
because,
every parent I know is
listen,
super excited
I
that school has started back up
I
again.
needed it. I needed it so bad. I was sitting in my house today and I was like, oh my gosh, this place is peaceful.
Yes, because
I didn't realize how peaceful it was until they wasn't, right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Mommy. All of that. Okay.
Yes, I understand. And the fur baby. Okay,
Yes. I have a question.
sure. Go ahead.
Let's do a little quick icebreaker.
Okay.
Um, what is one thing that you think that everybody should experience in their lifetime?
One thing that I think that everybody should experience in their lifetime. Disappointment and failure.
Ooh, okay. I was going a little lighter than that in my head.
But you should. Yeah.
Disappointment and failure.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it builds character.
Okay.
One, it builds your resilience.
Mhm.
And it shows you how you will act in high pressure situations. So it tests your character.
Mhm.
So I think that everybody should disappointment and failure.
Mhm.
It builds you, it makes you.
That's when those true colors come out for real.
Mhm. Yeah.
When you know what you made of.
Yeah. When you
honestly.
know what you made
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
If I had to pick, again,
me.
I'm going a little lighter.
And that's okay.
with my
But that's what came to my mind. Like,
I would say traveling internationally, but doing it solo.
oh no, I've never done that.
Mhm.
Oh.
You got to do it.
By yourself?
Absolutely. You'd be surprised what you come up with in ways that you just pay attention to your surroundings more. Like it forces your senses to be a little more heightened
Oh, that makes
so
sense.
that you're aware.
Because you by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're far
I
more
like it,
aware.
I
So you're
like
like
it.
paying attention to people in the way that they talk, what they're saying. You're looking at their body language. Like it for me, it pushed my instincts higher.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my instinctual reactions were like on point. Like, y'all hear that? I was like, but I think that also built character too,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
going places where nobody speaks your language or they do speak the language, but it's very minimal. You got to figure it out. You got to communicate no matter what. Still, so
Okay.
yeah.
I like that. I like
Mhm.
that. Travel by myself abroad
Yes,
with nobody with me.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. Now I know the world is a little crazy now. I did that 2008.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we're talking,
Yeah. Okay. The
it's a
times
different
a little
world
bit
now.
different.
So I
It
get it
is.
if that's not something that people are like, girl, you crazy. I would never. So I understand, but
See, I don't say I would never.
yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
only reason why is because I never know what life may bring me
Right.
that make me have to choose certain circumstances or situations. So it's like I can't never say sometimes what because you don't really know until you put into a certain situation. People are always so quick to be like, oh, I would never end up here. I would never.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, you don't know
You don't
that
really
thing.
know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might get God might have you go through that test just to see how you would handle it.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh my God, I never thought I would be here.
Mhm.
People didn't think they were ever going to get divorced. Some people didn't
Right.
think they were ever going to have children. Some people didn't think they would never not have children.
Yeah.
Had you talked to them at, 14, 15 years old in their life, they'd
Yeah.
have been like, yeah, I'd had, 4 or 5 babies by now. And
Mhm.
they didn't have any. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you just never know what you get dealt
Yeah.
sometimes. So,
That's true.
I don't
Very,
know.
very, very true.
What's
Okay,
on your
cool.
mind though today? What's on your mind?
So I'm switching it
What's
up.
bugging you? This phone, y'all. This phone, Jesus. This
Do
phone.
not
Okay. I'm trying to
disturb.
tell you, they be on me. They on me. They on me. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, so I want to talk about, of course, marriages and relationships. But specifically like putting things on display. So first let me ask you this.
Okay.
Would you ever participate in a reality TV show?
Yes.
Do tell. What would have to be the details of it? Well, and I'm asking because Love and Marriage Detroit just came out,
It did. It did.
the second season.
It did.
So, kudos to all of y'all participating.
Yes.
Um, but it made me wonder, like, would you ever do it? And under what circumstances? Like, could you do a show like that where you're essentially talking about your marriage and how you're navigating friendships within it?
Um, I could. I definitely could. Because my husband and I don't have a problem with being ourselves.
Mhm.
So, you know, and everything that we do may not be ideal to everybody. And just like in any marriages or any relationship, plus you got to understand that camera shows us what they want us to see. You don't see everybody's bond or commitment or relationship, how they problem solve.
Yeah.
You don't see all of that on camera.
Mhm.
You only get a snippet, a little season, and a little time of their life.
Yeah.
So I don't judge their marriages or their relationships solely on what they show us on camera.
Mhm.
I mean, they're meant to give you drama,
Mhm.
right? Because if people are boring and they don't have any type of drama or storyline in
Yeah.
there, they kind of fizzle out a
It's
little
not
bit
good
more.
TV.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not good TV. So, of course, they make situations, they make circumstances happen
Yeah.
on the show and everything else. You know, I feel like the center of my relationship with my husband is God.
Okay.
So as long as we put him first and he blesses whatever we put our hands to, then I think it'll be fine either way it go.
Okay.
Now, if it's something the Lord said, no, don't mess with these people, this ain't for us, then no, I wouldn't. But if it's something he was like, yeah, y'all could definitely do this, you know what I mean? That's fine. It's okay.
So, okay.
But if they
So,
get on TV and be talking about some, oh no, you can't talk about, how you love God, this, that, and the other, you gotta act, completely out of character, then the answer would be no for me. Because that's
mhm.
not who I am
Yeah.
in this season, in this time, who I've developed into, that's not who I am
You
anymore.
think they tell them to act like that?
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I don't understand certain things in reality TV. I'm not getting dressed in all my good Gucci and my good Louis to
To
go
go
down here
sit down and talk.
be fighting and talking and throwing drinks and food at each other. Like, who does that? Like, what grown women,
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, if you don't like me, then you ain't really got to be bothering with me. I think the ones that we flow together, we flow together.
Yeah.
The ones that's not, I mean, but you have to understand at the end of the day, they're at work.
Right.
So just
Yeah.
like any office coworker that you got to work with that you don't like, that set is the same thing. So at the end of the day, yeah, they got to go to lunch with the arch nemesis, right?
Mhm.
Because why? This is my coworker. This
Mhm.
is how we're working together at this point.
Mhm.
So, I totally get it. I get
Okay.
it.
So I feel like I know your answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Should people really be putting their relationships on display though?
Um,
Because that's a
I
major
think
display. So you touched on this and you said that in TV we're really just getting what they want us to see.
right.
So when you know that you're dealing with that, should you really put your relationship on display under those circumstances?
If y'all strong enough to handle it, that's a case by case, relationship by relationship basis, and y'all have to be on one accord. Some marriages are not built for reality TV, because why? one person can't take whatever ridicule is coming. So
Mhm.
you got to understand, anytime you decide to even do what we doing right now,
That's
put a
true.
mic in front of our face, put a camera on, and decide to put our truths, our failures, our
Yeah.
setbacks, everything that we're doing,
Opinions.
anytime our opinions, our
Yeah.
viewpoints, whatever it is, anytime we sit down at this mic or anytime we put a camera in front of our face and go on social media, TV screens, whatever the case may be, whether it's reality TV, whether it's just a podcast, whether it's an interview, whatever it is, you are now subject yourself to ridicule. You have now opened yourself up to the good and the bad of the social media. And don't get me wrong, although a lot of people are nice or a lot of people are good, there's a lot of people who are mean. They're evil. You know what I mean? They jealous of whatever you doing or whatever the case may be, or they just want to sabotage some stuff.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have both, you're going to have to me both viewpoints or both levels of reality.
Okay.
Can your relationship handle that?
Okay.
Can your relationship, can my relationship handle, what I'm saying, somebody saying your wife look like she run you, dog?
Right.
Is my husband gonna be in his feelings, or my husband gonna be like, you have no idea what you're talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see a little bit of us on camera, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's not the truth. Or if a person look and say, I mean, you don't look like you really had no opinion in your marriage. I mean, you be acting like you all strong on camera, and then all of a sudden your husband walk in and you ain't got no voice. Like, these are things that happen,
Mhm.
and really and truthfully, it's what these outsiders are saying on these people marriages, that's
Mhm.
on these reality shows and
Okay.
stuff like that, that's making their marriage waver in a way, right?
Okay.
Because think about it, if you go back to Portia and the first husband that she was married to
Yep.
on Housewives of Atlanta,
What was his
right?
name?
I can't think of this man's name, Jesus.
I feel like it was Tez. Something
No,
Tez.
it
Something
wasn't
Tez.
Tez. It was it Tez? No,
He
it
was a
wasn't.
football player.
Cordell.
Ooh
There,
wee.
Cordell.
I get Tez.
I don't know where you got Tez
Sorry,
from,
y'all.
but Cordell.
Yeah.
So just like in their first marriage, right? When before she came on the show, she had no problem with the way Cordell was running
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Cordell was the breadwinner. Cordell made his rules. He got him a little pretty trophy wife, and he was and she was fine with all the things she got with these other independent women. She heard social media. She got the backlash from the housewives, and everybody was like, "Girl."
Uh-huh.
And so now, whereas I felt secure in my marriage, now I'm feeling insecure in my marriage.
Right.
Now I'm going, dang, do he really dog me?
So that's the thing then.
Do he
So
really control
a
me?
big part of reality TV show is social media.
Yes.
So we see what's happening on social media, and then I'm sorry, on these reality TV shows, and then immediately they're running into social media to
Mhm.
give their opinions, to give
Their
their idea.
feedback. Yeah.
Exactly. And so people are hearing that. So when it as it relates to like your marriage, do you even address the naysayers about what they're saying? Do you,
Um,
check people in a
um,
very Christian way?
um, I mean, if you start checking people, you're gonna stay checking people.
That's true.
You don't believe me, just watch. That's how I feel. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I ain't got to
That made me
sit.
wanna do the,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to, I don't have to be checking and checking and checking. I ain't got to do all that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I put God first. I
Mhm.
know the union that my husband and I have. I
Right.
know the fires that we've already faced. I know the ridicule we've already been doing.
Mhm.
We done already been talked about. We done already been dogged. We done already been betrayed. We done already done all of this.
So you feel like ain't nothing that can ain't can't nothing tear it apart.
You ain't got nothing on me, boo. Like you playing. You don't want this smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't worried about, well, if some woman come try to take your man, you can try. Okay. I'm Teflon Don over here. You don't know who you don't understand. You don't know who
Oh
I
my
am.
gosh.
Yeah, I ain't dealt. Yeah, I'm the one and the two. So don't understand.
I
Please
know that's
understand.
right.
Please
Let me
understand.
you know
You
what?
ain't
You
got nothing come
sound my
here.
grandma used to tell me that. I'm the one and the
And the
two,
two.
sweetie. I used to be like, okay,
I'm
granny.
the one and the two. So please understand, like I said, no, my foundation good.
Yeah.
So if I was, I don't no, because
So
at
you
the end
wouldn't
of the day,
address anything that people would put on social media. What about expressing even your grievances? You think you can overshare there too?
like, what do you
Like the
mean?
Facebook council, Instagram,
Do I feel you could
therapy.
overshare?
Yeah.
No, your truth is your truth, and
Uh-huh.
whatever you're comfortable with expressing, that's your comfort level. Just like I said, as long as you know the backlash that can come along with it, and you're okay and you've equipped yourself to handle that. Everybody may not receive what you're saying as a great thing or as a testimony or as, a victory. You might look at something and say, this was a victory for me.
Mm,
Somebody else may look at it and go, that was just a stupid decision. You say,
mhm,
yeah, it might have been a stupid decision, but I triumph over here because of that dumb decision.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? God blessed another situation for me out of that dumb decision.
mm,
So please understand, because all things work for my good, I'm gonna get some good out of the dumb decisions I make as well.
mhm,
So you may look at it and say, oh, well, it's oversharing to say how many times you've been married, or how many failures you done had, or this relationship went bad or that went bad. You might say that, that's oversharing, but is it oversharing, or is it helping somebody else understand that if God opened that door for me and he forgave me and still gave me an opportunity to have a healthy marriage, to have love, to have
okay.
consideration, then he can do the same thing for you. So,
Thinking I got another question there. You brought up a great point, as far as people sharing their truths. Um, do you think that we need to do a little healing behind sharing your truth before you do, beforehand? Because I'm just thinking of people that start going off and saying what they think and this is what happened. For me, it seems as though you would need to have a little bit of self-reflection, acceptance, and maybe some healing that goes into that before you start to share.
I
Because
agree.
okay.
I agree. I agree because but see, that goes to the point of, will you be able to handle if somebody comes with a negative comment? And the only way you can do that is if you've healed from it,
Okay.
right? If you've had no real revelation from what you've been through, if you've
Mhm.
had no real healing process from what you've been through, then how can you talk about something effectively and then not feel attacked or ridiculed or judged if somebody comes back and comes up against the very thing that you're sharing and that you're putting out there on the table? If I'm healed from it, then I'm
Mhm.
not going to let you reopen no wounds.
Mhm.
Right? I'm not gonna let you slice me back open.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit there and say, nah, I'm saying it happens to me. And no, you're not receiving what I'm saying as a new level of testimony. I understand it, you may view it differently, but I'm telling you how it operated and worked for me.
Mm.
And that's okay. But I definitely think that a person, before they start putting stuff out there, they might want to be able to heal to themselves first, and then that way too they can help somebody else, because when they put that truth out there, right, when they put the situation out there, the circumstance out there, you're doing it to try to help somebody else. Well, in order to help somebody else, the next thing they're going to ask you is, yeah, I heard what you went through, I heard what happened to you, but how did you overcome it?
Mhm.
And if you've got to a place of healing, then I can teach you how to heal too. But if I haven't healed from it either, and I'm still mad, I'm still bitter, I'm still frustrated, I'm still upset that this happened to me, then how can I get you to a place of healing? So now at that point, we just sharing war stories at this point, and I'm crying and you crying, and ain't nobody healed from nothing. But if you can say it's okay to cry, it's okay to let your tears out there. And after dry your tears and dust yourself off,
Yeah.
this is the next level that you take. This is the
Okay.
next step that you take. And understand it's going to take a process. It's a one day at a time thing. So, yeah.
Have you ever, I guess, mistakenly shared things that you weren't quite ready to share yet with the wrong people?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Definitely.
Mm.
Well, I thought it was, let me put it like this. You always think that you do something wrong, but you're really doing something right.
Okay, come on.
And the reason why I say that is because when you think that you oversharing, or you sharing with the wrong group of people, or you say something that you shouldn't say, and they come back and they use it against you, or they embarrass you with it,
Okay.
or something of that nature, right? It's not used for the purposes you intended it to, right? They come back and be like, throw it back up in your face, or they make you feel bad about it. At at the initial thought of it, yes, it looks like you shared something with the wrong people,
Mhm.
because what they have done is hurtful to you, right? You're in the emotion of, I can't believe they used this. I can't believe they said this and they hurt me with it. But please understand what they just did, right? They just built a whole new level of confidence that you about to find in yourself. They
Mhm.
about to build a whole new level of resilience that you found in
Yeah.
yourself. And now you can understand it's out there now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't come back and hurt me with it. You can't destroy me with it, because whatever happened, it didn't kill me. It didn't take me out, right? It didn't devastate me to the point where I can't get nothing done or I can't bounce back. So therefore, you really didn't do nothing. It was never a mistake that I told you, right? Now, you made a mistake in mishandling me. That's
Right.
what you did.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I never made a mistake in telling you. I told you what I was supposed to tell you because God wanted to develop something in me. So he allowed me to let this fly out of my mouth
Right.
versus making me, you know what I'm saying, me restraining some
Pause.
discipline
Yeah.
and some discernment of the room and say, you shouldn't tell them this. But once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I can move on from it now. I see your reaction. I see what you made up. So you really wasn't for me anyway. See, sometimes that's the Lord just, exposing the snakes to you
Getting people out the
anyhow.
way.
So yeah, that's just exposing who they are. You know what I mean? And it's like, go ahead and tell them this. And if this is what they use against you, if this is what they feed off of, they were never meant for you anyway.
Right. Right.
So we can move on. We can go about our business. It's okay.
So Mrs. Teflon Don will definitely participate in a reality TV show. You hear that, Elle? Don't be surprised if they come knocking. The producers coming to you next.
I'm just saying that nothing it can be off the table when you're growing and trying to get to certain levels and different levels in life.
Yeah.
And what I mean by off the table is at least consider it and look at your options, right? People that get on TV, people that are able to walk in certain rules and they're blessed enough to get certain contracts and certain platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
They have the ability to affect and educate and motivate the masses, right? So at this point, if God blessed me enough to put me there, then he knows that I'm responsible enough to handle it the way he needs me to handle it and not anything different. And that's just what it is to it. So that's why I said, yeah, you could definitely put me in there because you're going to see how God going to still flow. You feel what I'm saying? Even in that arena and even in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think so.
Ultimately, I hear you saying as one of probably the biggest takeaway for me is that when the opportunity presents itself, no matter what it is, if it's been brought to you, it's your time.
You got to pray about it.
I mean,
yeah.
Given that you've prayed about it.
Yeah. I mean, like I say,
presents-
if it's given to you, I would say pray about it, talk it over with the Lord, see how it feels to you in your spirit. If it feels right and you feel like he's opening an opportunity for you, take it. And if that doesn't work out for you or if that doesn't go this way, that means that God is still opening up something for you. So just don't shut the door on every opportunity because you think this ain't of God or this ain't this or that. Like, no, you got to look at everything. Look at the whole board, not just one piece on the chessboard. You got to look at the whole board. You got to see what the opposite team doing as well as what you doing, right? You got to play offense and defense.
Okay.
So look at everything and
Awesome.
take it into consideration.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's it for this one.
That's it for this one?
Yes, because I got some more. You always give me so much to go with. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, that means that we're going to have to be back again, y'all. So you guys, y'all go have a blessed and prosperous week. We thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of the Say That Sherry podcast. Y'all go be blessed and prosperous. We're going to get back and get some things in order. We are so glad y'all joined us. We absolutely love y'all. Do we not?
Absolutely.
We love our Say That Sherry community. Always love y'all. So y'all go be blessed, prosperous, stay successful, keep God first, and love on somebody today. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Peace.